Believe it or not, gun rights are not a left-wing or right-wing issue. Now, I know the media has it played out that all people on the left are anti-gun and all people on the right are pro-gun, but it's simply not true. I don't know when it happened in this country, but somehow being on the left side of the political spectrum, you automatically have to be pro-gun control all the way. Some people even think that we shouldn't have guns at all. But I'm making this YouTube page to show that there are left-wing, pro-gun people out there. And there may not be as many as the conservatives, but they're definitely out there. Because this isn't a left or right issue. This is about your constitutional right to have a firearm. And this is guaranteed in the Constitution. It's a right, it's not a privilege, and it can't be just taken away by whatever state you live in. Now, you think that people who are on the left, people who are generally more in favor towards civil liberties, would want this. And I certainly want this. I'm on the left side of the political spectrum. The thing is, what I think of it as is you're only given so many rights as an American citizen. And thanks to the Patriot Act and other right-wing conservative legislation, your rights are slowly and gradually being taken away. Now, denying yourself your actual right to carry a firearm or to have a firearm, it's just adding to your rights being taken away. For example, we are supposed to have freedom of speech in this country and freedom of assembly, but whenever there's a protest, there's always a protester or a group of protesters just getting the shit kicked out of them by the cops. Now, this is a right of freedom of speech. You're allowed to say what you want and free assembly of people if you want to protest something. And that's slowly being taken away by local and state police. Now, I just don't get why someone on the left side of the political spectrum or any kind of liberal would want their rights being voluntarily taken away by their politicians. It has nothing to do with left-wing politics or right-wing politics. Now you're just going to say to me, well, I don't believe in total gun control. I just think we should ban this kind of weapon. I just think we should ban this kind of weapon. Well, if you start out doing that, it'll just be a gradual, slow process till you're just not allowed to have a gun because it'll be unsafe to have any kind of gun. And I hate to use the term slippery slope, but that's exactly what it is. Now, I'm a socialist. I believe in socialism as an economic and social policy. Now, that's very far on the political spectrum. But I'm pro-guns all the way and pro-Constitution all the way. Because this federal government, they don't want you to have rights. But thankfully, there's the Bill of Rights that ensures your freedoms are protected. Now, many times the government breaks this kind of contract that it has with citizens, and your rights are being taken away. Another right that's slowly being taken away in this country is your right to not be searched by the cops. And, you know, you see all these roadside inspections by police and everything, and they get away with it. So why would you voluntarily want the government to take away more rights for you? It makes no sense to me. Now, here's the problem with people on the left and gun control. They're basically following the herd. And I don't know who started the whole pro-gun control thing, but it's stupid. Now, I used to be very pro-gun control because of the environment I grew up in. It's very cosmopolitan kind of city life. And, you know, you're supposed to be, if you're on the left, you're supposed to be completely against guns. But that really doesn't make sense to me because if you're on the left, you're supposed to believe in civil rights, no matter who you are. And, you know, besides words protecting you and, you know, pieces of paper protecting you, you would also need a firearm if, for an extreme example, if the government became completely fascist overnight. Now, I don't think this would happen overnight. I think this would happen gradually. But it makes sense to me that you'd want to have a firearm or have the ability to have firearms if there ever was a completely tyrannical government. Now, that's not a right-wing thing, that's not a left-wing thing. That's just your own safety. You have the right to defend yourself. Now, what the PC liberals want you to believe is that if you're going to be on the left side of politics, you got to fall in line with all the issues that they agree with. One of those issues is animal rights and vegetarianism. Go fuck yourself. Another thing that we're all supposed to agree on is that we're all supposed to be radical feminists. Go fuck yourself. And the third thing we're all supposed to agree on is that guns are bad and only police should have them. Go fuck yourself. Now, this is my first video for this channel, so I hope you cut me some slack on how good it was, and I hope to make better videos in the future, and I really hope to find other people who share similar views that I do that aren't conservative, because I know you're out there. Thank you.